Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and this video is not about the gameplay. I think I only kept it because I thought I was strangely accurate for a guy with a broken hand and a cast and such. But this video is about a new game type idea. I didn't come up with the idea. I saw it on Reddit. The guy's not a YouTuber. He doesn't want your subs. He doesn't want your views, but he might want your karma. So there's a link in the description where you can go and upvote him and, think of all the karma, all the possibilities. Think of all the girls he'll get with the karma that you give him. But let's get back on topic. The new game type idea. So here's the concept. It's essentially search and destroy. We all know search and destroy. There's one bomb, two bomb plants, 6 players on each team, and no respawn. What the twist would be on this is that when you die, you drop a dog tag. If your teammate picks up the dog tag, then you respawn. If the enemy picks up the dog tag, then you're dead for good. And this would change the dynamic of search and destroy so much that it would be almost like a new game type. First off, what it would still have is the scarcity of life. One of the things that makes search and destroy interesting is that when you die, you're really dead, so your life needs to be protected at all costs, right? You can't do anything if you're not in the game, and it's also pretty boring to sit there and just hope that something happens. With this, there's still that scarcity of life. It's still in there. When you die, you might be dead for good. You're depending on a teammate to sort of bring you back. So that still exists. That tenseness, that the fact that dying matters in S&D would still exist in this new game type, S&D dog tag or whatever you want to call it. But it also gives you a little more skin in the game, right? You know, once you die now, you kind of check out in search and destroy. It's kind of just over. But with this, you don't necessarily have to check out. There's this new dynamic where your teammate can bring you back. That's really cool. You still have something in it for you. S&D is one of the game types that is quit out of most often, and that can change. That can change because you're, hoping that your teammate brings you back. You're kind of on the edge. Right now, if the bomb carrier dies, then that bomb carrier is the thing that everybody is focused on. Like, oh, here's the bomb. They're definitely going to be coming for this thing. I can put myself in this position of advantage while waiting for these guys, etc. But if suddenly there's, dog tags in one spot and a bomb in another spot, then the game gets more complicated, right? It changes it a lot. And, maybe I know the bomb carrier just dropped, and rather than go for that, I'm going to go pick up a dog tag, bring a teammate back with me, and then, maybe as a team, we'll be able to get this thing done. Whereas before, I somehow have to clutch it while you're all camping the spot I'm about to go, and yuck. Also, the balance of search and destroy now is really kind of one direction, right? One teammate slowly whittles down the other almost every time until they get the win. But with this new thing, it's more like a tug of war. It's hard to tell who's even winning on this thing, right? Imagine this scenario. Imagine it's 3-on-2, and your team has 3 guys alive and mine has 2. But we still have all 4 opportunities at resurrection, and yours are done. Who's even ahead in this thing? Would you rather have more players or more dog tags on the map for an opportunity to get your players back? I don't know. And instead of the momentum just being one-sided and one team slowly gets crushed and worn out by the other, like happens all the time, things will go back and forth. Instead of just watching the bomb, there'll be bombs and dog tags and other things that you need to pay attention to. The game will get a lot more interesting than it is now, right? As it is now, search and destroy is really kind of a pretty straightforward affair, right? The momentum heads in one direction until the team slowly wears out. And if something other than that happens, it's an anomaly that's interesting, not the regular thing. In this back and forth tug of war is the norm, and it's constantly, it's going to be a part of the game dynamic that adds to the excitement of it all the time. So anyway, I was hoping that that somehow the powers that be would see this video and consider this new game type idea, which is basically S&D with the ability to respawn based on this dog tag thing, and it'll change the game a ton. So if you're still here, perhaps I've earned your like. Also, clicking like makes it more likely to get in front of somebody that can make a difference like David Vondahar. 2 videos you may have missed. On the left one, I sort of debate, how Slayers and Campers compare and what's going on there. And then on the right one, I talk about my son and his upcoming surgery and the impact that has on all of us. So anyway, have a good day.